Hey everyone, it's Sarah Oblak Spiker here, and I am coming to you today with a message that is still weighing heavy on my heart. Um, in the past couple of weeks, I have shared with you strategies and tools to really help your team and to help them really reconnect with themselves, tap into their genius, find their inner strength and confidence in marching forward pretty much through whatever life throws at us in this scenario, especially for those who were new to working from home. Today, I want to start shifting focus from your team onto you, my dear leader, intentional leader, heart center, soul driven CEO, expert, business owner. And before I dive in, I will share with you a very personal experience, very human experience that reminded me just how much there is involved in us being leaders, especially in these challenging times. So, as many of you know, I'm a mom to two little ones, and I enjoy every single moment of it. When we are home these days, I feel deep gratitude for the fact that we are safe, that we are healthy, that we have space to really thrive, and that we have fostered this deep connection when we really enjoy being together. And I have to be honest, just a few years ago, that would have been a completely different story because I was in a completely different space. And I remember a couple of years ago, I really felt trapped. I felt the pressure that I put on myself because I wanted to uphold incredibly crazy high standards I had for myself. And also in the public eye, I was perceived as somebody of a certain status that was how I presented myself on the outside, and I did not allow for anybody to see behind that mask. It was literally a mask because inside I was a hot mess, battling postpartum depression, overcoming burnout, feeling disconnected from the place where we lived, feeling extreme homesickness, adjusting to a new role of a mom to two little ones while running a business, trying to support my husband who had a crazy working schedule and crazy working hours, and doing it all by myself because our family and friends were not anywhere around here. So I remember this space that, it felt like a darkness, and it felt like there was just a little tunnel light at the end of the tunnel. And I remember also how edgy I was when something that my little ones did, like whining or crying, could really send me over the edge, because what came up for me were all the insecurities connected to my business, connected to who I saw myself as, and everything I did not myself as. Like I said, those crazy high standards that I set for myself could not be upheld at the time, and I did not have self-compassion, I did not have self-love, I did not even have self-awareness to realize how deep I was. So fast forward to a recent event that happened actually just yesterday. Over the years, I have been working on myself and have invested incredible amounts of energy, money, time, really devoted myself to self-mastery. So I have a new awareness of my emotions, my feelings, my thoughts, my triggers, and can really deliberately choose how to act instead of react. Well, except of yesterday, I had a very human experience when something that my daughter said sent me over the edge, and I could see it coming, and I had a choice to stop, but I followed through, and I felt absolutely terrible. I was consumed instantly with guilt and with shame and this heaviness in my heart. And no matter how hard my daughter and I hugged each other, no matter how hard we tried to tell each other how much we still loved each other and it really embraced in a hug, asking for forgiveness. I still woke up with a heaviness this morning. And that heaviness is something that I know weighs heavy on the shoulders and hearts of many entrepreneurs right now, experts, leaders, CEOs, especially those who are heart-centered and soul-driven, who are not managing strictly from spreadsheets, who know that behind every single team's there is a person, there's a family, there are dire consequences for every decision that this particular CEO, leader, business owner is about to make. And I know the heaviness of the pressure that not only are we putting on ourselves, but also the responsibilities we have towards our teams, their families, therefore. The responsibilities we have towards our clients, responsibilities we have in larger businesses towards shareholders, right? The pressure that comes with being in a public eye, when our natural instinct would perhaps be to build up the shield and to remain strong and really centered, because after all, everybody's looking up to you. Everybody's looking to you for the answers. Everybody's looking to you for the guidance. And especially in these times of uncertainty, so much more. And I know how difficult it can be when you feel like you're all alone, when you need to keep up the appearances, or you might have a group of peers who they are all in the same boat, you know. And especially I'm seeing a trend arising with young experts, leaders of multi-million-dollar companies who have rose to that level extremely quickly, maybe because they really found themselves at the right space at the right time, hustled their asses off, and built a business based on something that they innovated. But they did not build the resilience of climbing through the ranks. They perhaps did not build the skills of leadership. They perhaps did not develop the mental toughness to weather the challenges and to handle all the pressures that are coming with all of those responsibilities at being a leader in those challenging times when we don't know from today to tomorrow what's going to happen. And when we put so much pressure on ourselves, not only to keep our businesses afloat, but we feel obligated to share all the goodness that we have acquired and share it with others. We want to extend our helping hand. We want to donate. We want to enrich our communities and really be there for everybody who might possibly need us, right, in solidarity. And then in the meantime, a lot of us with families, who is the one that's at the end paying the tolls for our short temper, for all the stress, lack of presence? It's those who mean the most to us and those that we even start everything for at the beginning in the first place. So this is something that I know is being extremely important to talk about and to really break down the barriers and break down the constructs that are preventing anybody who might feel that they have to do it alone. Anybody who has been trained that strength lies in weathering everything and doing it on their own and asking for help is a sign of weakness, because it is not. And vulnerability is not weakness. Vulnerability is part of the equation, part of being brave and innovative that requires vulnerability. And the more you try to mask it, the greater disservice you're doing to your own well-being, to your own health, to your own family, to your own team, to your own business, to your own future, and future of everybody that you consequently get to impact. And the ripple effect is enormous. So I want to start this conversation, and I want to invite you to be honest with yourself and ask for support and ask for help, because you don't have to do it on your own. And like I said, I personally know the pressures. I know the gut-wrenching decisions when you're looking deep inside of you and you're looking for this place where you can find an ounce of courage, when you can find an ounce of certainty, when you can find an ounce of compassion for yourself. but it is so deep and surrounded by all of those walls that you have built that is extremely hard to find. And I want to be there for you, because not only I know how it feels, I have created my own ways out, I have studied my ways out, and I have helped my clients dig their ways out. Not digging, literally leaping out of those holes. And there is a very strategic approach to getting there, and it's not scratching the surfaces. It's not just about writing affirmation on the mirror and doing 10 minutes of journaling in the morning and some guided yoga. It goes so much different and so much deeper than that. And when we work together, it is really you and I to eye, face to face, although through the screen at these times. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because not only I want you to have the support emotionally, I want you to have also spiritual support, and I want you to have strategic support, and I want you to have support in any other way that you and consequently your team will require to not only survive through those challenging times, but really thrive. And even in the moments when difficult decisions will have to be made, when perhaps you will have to have an extremely painful conversation and let somebody go, when you literally will be on the brink of ruining somebody's lives, and those will be the lives of people that matter to you the most, those people who have built the success and built the business with you side by side. I don't want you to do it alone, because I know the shame, I know the guilt, and I know the heaviness, the anxiety, the depression that comes with it. If you don't have the tools, if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't have the adequate support to deal with it, to minimize those risks, and to minimize the anxiety, and to minimize the pressures. So please do yourself a favor. Be the role model that others are still looking up to, and show them by showing yourself that you deserve the best, that you deserve to be supported, that just like at the airplane, when they say you got to put the oxygen mask on you first before you can help anybody else. This is your oxygen mask. So this is something that we here can really help you with, and would love to have a conversation with you to see where you are, what is going on with you, what are things that are hidden, deeply hidden, that you might be even scared to look into, because those are the rays of light, and those are the grains that really complete the big picture. And those little things are the ones that allow you to really make an educated and best possible decision. Because if you keep sweeping things under the rug, if you keep suppressing your emotions, if you keep pretending that the fears are not there, if you keep faking it, sooner or later the film's gonna end, and the dead end's gonna come, and it's not gonna be pretty. It's gonna be extremely painful and costly in more than just a financial and emotional way. And, we can have this conversation, and I can share this with you, and I can continuously speak on this video for another hour, another day, another week, because the depth of the experience and depth of expertise and what I have been through personally, what I have been through with my own clients, and what I have studied and what I have observed, it truly is endless. But what I want you to understand is that unlike programs out there or masterminds, when you are one of many and when you are literally competing for 15 minutes of the attention, and when the mentor or whoever facilitates those groups cannot focus and dive deep with you, there's still gonna be things unaddressed, dots not connected, potential untapped. And that is really something that you cannot afford right now. So I do invite you to consider your options, and I do invite you to consider actually reaching out to us and see how we can support you. We have created a couple of special options just for this time, just for you and your team, because we also know that you are not solely involved in leading and making those decisions and guiding the ship through those rough waters. You probably are relying on key team members also. So what we want to do is extend the same invitation to those team members as well. So each and every one of you can be fully supported and guided and equipped with everything you need in order to support your whole team, your whole business, your whole community, your families. So from the bottom of my heart to yours, please reach out if this speaks to you, and let's talk where you are and what we can create together, because I do believe that this is not the end. This is just the new beginning, and what's waiting for us on the other side, it's going to be even more marvelous, impactful, fulfilling, aligned, and exciting. So it's up to you. I'm here whenever you're ready. Take care.